Do you have a hall pass, sir? I don't know. We're going to find out if we have one or not. Welcome back to RollPlay Blades. This is hour number 3. And here we are at the school. And see if we can pull this one off.
Hall pass check time. Let's do it. So we're going to do the engagement roll. You guys are on hostile territory to some degree, trying to move in and assassinate this highly placed admiral in her place of work. See the situation when you arrive in her classroom. So engagement questions. First, you get 1 die, as always, for sheer luck, as always. Let me pull up the questions here so I don't forget anything. Is this operation particularly bold and daring? I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Let's just walk over there and murder her. Is that counts pretty much as bold and daring? So that's 2 dice. Is the operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? No, it's walk into her classroom and kill her. I think it seems pretty not overly complex. I don't think. Does the plan's detail, which is in this case, disguise ourselves as nobles and pretend to be students, does it expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I don't think so. I think this is her home turf. You know, you're not doing anything super shady like we arranged a private meeting to get her consultation or anything like that. So I don't think she's particularly weak here. Does she have particular defenses or special preparations here? I think her the environment is her defenses, right? Like engaging here in a clean way without other bodyguards, her security team, campus, blue coats, anything like that. They're on the job, so I think that's -1 for that. Did any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? They did. It's been a while now, but Salia, your friend in contact, helped Miss Cadby with this a long time ago, and basically found her and gave you the opportunity to strike her at the campus. So that's +1. Are there any enemies or rivals interfering in this operation? Not right this second. The engagement roll will probably determine whether, like, the extent to which that comes true. But they are not currently interfering. And are there any other elements I want to consider? So tier and status would be a thing here, but you guys undertook some pains to try to arrive at the correct status level to fit in, just barely. But I'm not going to ding you for tier because of that, because you really did like throw a bunch of money in to try and minimize the friction here. If you hadn't done that, then it would have been a much worse engagement roll, because you would have been having to like deal with scrutiny. You would have been followed by security, probably, who knows what. But you've taken care of that problem. So so 2 dice remain for your engagement roll. Whoever wants to make it. It's usually Jeff, but it can be anybody.
Shall I do it?
Do it.
5.
Nice. Whoop. The risky opening, as usual. Not desperate. No XP for that, but so you guys are headed. You're headed for the classroom itself. That's the place you know she's going to be, and with a 5, I think it's risky here. It's not desperate. It's not. You're able to time it just right. You're walking down these carpeted corridors. Your boots softly mushing into this nice carpet. It's quiet. It's like a tomb in here. And as you're making your way through these halls, you hear the soft, pleasant tone of a bell, and students come out of classrooms and stream past you. And so you've timed it basically just right to get to her class, when she's still there, but it's not full of students and their bodyguards and stuff. Not full, anyway. I'm going to switch us over to the map now. I'm going to try to do that. Roll 20, please. Please.
Got it.
Did we do it? I think we did it.
Man, this courtyard is bare.
Wow, that is not the right one. Hang on. Stand by. Stand by. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. Hooray. JP might have to.
Works.
There you go. Thank you. All right. There we are. There's the classroom. So the big circle there is the overhead observatory gear and machinery, the glass dome. There's all kinds of telescopes and brass-fitted optics, and they also hang down into the room over this large table, the teacher's desk, you might call it. And then there's a matching circle on the floor that's built with all these gears, and it can rotate, and it's got the marks of the compass around it, and it has brass poles that come down from the roof, and the desk itself has all these controls for turning this thing around. And as you're approaching, you're coming down the side hallway. Just kind of put your characters outside the classroom. There are several different entrances into the room here, but as you're approaching, there's light playing around the room, and you can see that this device, it's focusing light from electroplasmic batteries or something, and it's casting lights all around the room. It's projecting onto the desk and the floor and up onto the ceiling this kind of 3D, it looks like a star map kind of above. There's twinkling constellations, and some of them are all drawn and connected with the various names of the constellations. And then the floor also has these myriad of lights. And you guys know enough about the Void Sea in general and Leviathan hunting to know that that's kind of how it is. When you're out at sea, there's constellations deep down under the waves that you can see from the ship deck, and then the stars above in the black sky. And some combination of those two is what you use to navigate when you're deep out at sea. So this advanced machinery is built to sort of simulate that in some sense. So it's very dark in here. It's like a theater, and these projectors are projecting all this stuff around. The blue dot there, you see the distinctive turban, fine silk turban, and eye patch of Admiral Velkin in her finery. And she is flanked. Oh, you can't see those guys. One moment. Let me grab the other people here, if I can. If Roll20 will let me. There are some students remaining in the room, and there is something of special interest as well. Yeah, it just will not let me grab these for some reason. I'll draw new ones. How about that? All right, student. And student. So there are two students talking to her by the desk inside the circle, having a conversation with the teacher, staying after class. And there's also a hull in the room. I'll give it a different color. Over here, this square guy. And this hull, you've seen this general type before. It's a squarish central body, like a cube, with various lenses and sensory pieces around it. And then it has 4 large spidery legs coming off the body with the cube suspended in the middle. It's like a large mechanical spider thing. It's probably 5 feet off the ground. And it's doing something. It's whirring away internally. It has little manipulators in front and heavier, like big lifting arms that come out of the front of the cube. And the little manipulators are engraving on a piece of metal, like writing in code or something on this piece of metal. You hear the stylus scratching away while the admiral's talking to these students. So students, they walk past you. They're all going off to wherever, and you guys are observing from beyond here. How do you want to approach?
Is this spider thing? Is it like? Does it look threatening?
It looks, yeah. I mean, it's a hull. It looks like it could potentially be dangerous. You've fought a hull before. Maybe this one is just some sort of like a secretary bot or something. It's kind of hard to tell, but it could definitely be dangerous. Yeah, hulls in general are pretty dangerous.
Okay.
But you have the initiative here. You have the upper hand, so you're able to.
This is us filing into the room, you said?
You're just outside. I think you're kind of like peeking in.
She has 2 bodyguards. There's a couple students, and there's this hole.
You don't see any bodyguards. You just see the students and the hull.
Oh. And there's, as far as we know, only one entrance into this room?
There's entrances all around. I put you guys on the right side there. There's 2 different entrances, one down below near where she is, and one at the top of the room. All these rectangles here are like the ranks of student desks. It's like a theater where it's highest at the back and then lowest at the front.
I mean, this is what we would have talked about beforehand, guys, but what do you think? I think we just walk in and begin.
Sure.
Just open.
Like Aldo wants to take the lead since Falcon is your kind of person.
What would you have said before, Zeke, when we were like, how do we want to go about this?
Well, I'm trying to think of do I want any information out of Admiral Velkin?
I don't know. I think you have the information at this point. It seems.
Well, her connection, like to Commander Oris.
Yeah.
And then from him to I always want to say Django, but that's not it. It's
to the leader of the
Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jera.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really necessarily think Jera had anything to do with it, but she is technically the leader of the hive, so that's she's ultimately your target. And yeah, if you think you could potentially get, it's reasonable to think you could potentially get information out of the admiral that would help you attack or find Commander Oris. You don't know right now where he is. He's usually at sea, so.
But if she's high enough level, she's not going to say anything.
It depends. You can make people talk, but it'll be difficult to get her to talk.
Well, especially here. I mean, if we cause a commotion, like everybody's going to notice.
Doing it here, questioning her will be very tricky. Yep.
Right.
Yep. But you have the opportunity. She's not aware of you. No one's aware of you yet. You have this chance to act. It's risky, but you can do something before anyone interferes with you. Okay. I think it is show to some degree, Aldo. Everyone, like, they know that you want vengeance on her. So,
right. Okay. Just so I'm clear, and it's been a minute. According to the first time I talked to Bell, what was Captain Velkin's specific role in her death?
She was the captain of the ship that Bell was on, and Bell told you that she got the red fever, I think it was. Anne, is that what you said? Something like that. And Velkin didn't really do anything to help her. And more than that, actually, sorry. Bell said that Velkin was the one who sort of shanghaied her. Bell was on another ship. Velkin's ship came and captured everybody.
Okay.
And that ultimately led to her being part of this human trafficking thing that the Hive was doing. And they're a little tangential to the whole spirit thing that Belle was doing. They're related to it, but really it's the human trafficking thing that Belle got kind of accidentally messed up in because she was out at sea trying to do her spirit stuff.
Right.
So yeah, Velkin is pretty much directly responsible for Belle's death, you could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see Velkin talking to these two students, and there's no, like, if I walk, okay, I'm gonna walk in to see if there's anybody else in the room.
Okay. Yeah, you go in. You see the scene here as it's laid out. There's the students talking. There's Velkin, and the hull.
Okay, so nobody else in the room?
Nope.
All right.
It sounds like you're studying or surveying the scene to me.
Okay.
One or the other. You want to make a roll?
What about hunt?
Yes, you could certainly hunt to check for ambushes or that kind of thing. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Position?
It's risky and standard effect.
Okay.
Nice.
Take a 5.
Mini crit.
A lovable mini crit. So, 2 things happen. I'm just putting you up here at the top in the back of the classroom because it's darkest there. I assume
That's perfect.
Okay. So you're kind of walking through here, hunting, looking at the scene. You see that the hull, it doesn't have a face or anything, but on its right flank, the side that's facing the classroom, one of the lenses of its contraption like focuses upward and kind of like looks in your direction curiously.
Mm-hmm.
The students are absorbed in their conversation with the admiral. They don't really notice. The admiral's not really paying attention. You notice, however, next to the admiral, there's a shimmer in the air. An indistinct, barely perceptible. The lights from this contraption that's projecting around the room, the planetarium shit. It instead of just passing through the air like it should, it wobbles. The light wobbles a little bit next to her. There's a spirit or something like that, just out of visibility next to the admiral.
Okay. Can I attune to that thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to attune to whatever's next to the admiral.
Okay. That is also risky.
Yeah.
And limited effect in this case, unless you want to push yourself for more.
No, that's all right. I'm just scoping out the scene.
Yeah. You've been noticed, and you haven't done anything weird yet. So the risk here is like when you attune, does it alarm them?
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, it sure does.
All right. That's all right. I'm all good with that.
So yeah, you reach out into the ghost field like tentatively, carefully, like I want to see what this thing is, and you immediately feel the ghost field here in this room and on campus in general, and maybe even in White Crown in general. Like somebody's gone to some pains to. There's like a ghost field security system, if you could think of it that way. Someone has done a ritual probably, so that when someone attunes, that A, they know about it, and B, there's this resistance. Like you're not supposed to be doing this. You haven't been included in whatever ritual lets people easily use the ghost field here. So you feel this like this strong resistance, and then the hull, like quick as anything, like reflexes. I'll say that word as with extreme reflexes. It snaps into a different position, so it's facing you. And it drops a little piece of metal it was riding on. Its little manipulators pull back, and its heavy arms come up, and it like spider crawls sideways with two of its legs up on the table and 2 of them down, and it moves to block between you and the admiral, like just instantaneously like that. And the admiral's head snaps upward, and the students are like they don't look at you, they look at the spider thing, like holy crap, it's coming for us.
As calmly as I can, I start walking down the is it down? Like, does it go down?
It's down.
Okay.
Yeah.
As calmly as I can. As soon as I start walking, I speak up to the students in particular. I'm gonna have a word with the teacher here. You both might want to go study somewhere. And I'm attempting to command them, like with my presence and like the look on my face and that kind of stuff.
Totally. You have the opportunity to do that.
Okay.
The spider thing it looks like it has not been given a particular command. Velkin maybe is about to command it, but go for it.
We'll deal with that when that happens. All right. So position on
plainly.
Yeah. Position on the command.
It's risky in the sense that it's timing related. Like commanding these guys is pretty easy for you.
Right.
It's great effect, but the risk is like, can you do it and get them out of the way before the Velkin and the Hull do something?
Right. Okay. Here we go. Hey.
Hey-o.
Nice.
Finally.
Yeah, they're already moving, and you open your mouth to speak, and they're like, yep.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
So they go out the side over here by where Careless is. They like rush out this way because that's kind of towards where the dorms are. And I think we get a quick cut of Careless is by that entrance, and the students come out, and what they see is grinning face and shark eyes, and they're just like do, and they just beeline. So Velkin and the Hull are going to do something. Is anyone in the hallway? Do you guys want to do something right now, or do you want to see what happens next?
No, I mean, Aldo kind of asked to take care of it, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
we would have set up a code word
Okay.
ahead of time, if I needed help.
This is a little bit like Rune and Flint in The Office, where you're like, you go talk to him, and then we'll know when to come in and
Yep.
step in. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna get rid of these students so they're not in our way, if I can. Oh God, roll 20, please. Okay.
Students, go away. It's not safe here.
So you make it all the way down to the circle.
Yep.
Velkin steps forward. She puts her hands on the table on the console, like controls for this rig.
And I stop as soon as I see that. I don't want to engage this automaton yet. And if it helps, I would like to take a seat in the front row.
Okay. Yeah. You take a seat. The automaton is like activated into its protection mode, but it doesn't recognize you right away. However, it seems that Velkin does. The look on her face, her eyes go wide with like, not like, oh, who's this? Is this a student? She's like, oh no. Oh shit. They found me. And she leans forward, she puts her hands on the controls, she says something under her breath. The front of the box face of the automaton, two pieces of metal slide downward, and you see the barrels of guns like psst, pop out, and it tracks you as you go and sit down.
Do you want to resist the lethal damage now, Aldo, or?
And you get a sense of this from outside. I'm gonna move you so you're somewhere you can kind of see down by the door here, maybe. I also kind of put Myth next to you just because I assumed that Myth will be with you.
Yeah.
So you see the shimmer next to the Admiral. Do you want to try to determine what it is, or do you want to just let Aldo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it just by looking at it. So
Yeah.
You can try. Do you want to do it by attuning or by studying or
Attune.
something else? Attuning, okay.
Yeah.
So you meet that same weird resistance when you reach out for the ghost field, and you will have to just kind of try to press through it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's risky standard.
4.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
3 4.
So it's a complicated success here. You reach out to this thing. Moving through the ghost field here is really difficult. It's like swimming through molasses. But you see, not in the real world, it's still this weird shimmer, but you manage to shift your vision into the ghost field, and you see the ghost. It's Master Helker, the doc, the doc guy, who you fucked with before.
Yes.
And
Okay.
he's leaning over. He's attuned to the Admiral, and they're like communicating, maybe.
Okay.
And also in the ghost field, there's the hull. You can see that it's the soul that's encased inside its machinery, buzzing away. And you can kind of see this ritual, this secured ghost field security ritual, that's been laid over the campus and really all of White Crown. And as you press through, and Master Helker's face becomes sharp in your ghost vision here, you feel somebody else connected to the ritual, it's like an alarm, basically. An alarm goes off somewhere on the campus. Someone becomes aware that there's this hostile whisper activity happening in the Leviathan Hunter building.
Okay. So can I? Well, what is Aldo trying to do? You sat down? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I was just about to start speaking.
Oh, okay.
And you can resist that consequence as usual, and if you want to be detected, that's a thing you can resist.
Yeah, let's do that.
I know that's your specialty. So
Resolve?
Yeah.
There you go. 5.
all right, one stress.
Got it.
Yeah, so you're able to like drop back out of the ghost field before the alarm actually gets triggered.
Cool. Spiritual subterfuge.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Shadowrun hacker version of the whisper.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, so it's Master Helker's ghost. Aldo, you sit down, and the spider is like doing little adjustments. It's like, and like every time you move, it's like moving to block, so it's in the way, and you can kind of see Velkin's face sort of over its frame. And she's wary. She's got her hands on the controls. Clearly, she thinks that she can like do something with this machinery.
Right.
And she doesn't speak. You can tell in her face that she knows why you're here, and is afraid of you.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I sit down, and I put away my glasses, and I just say, "Oh, I think I can tell by the smell coming from your outfit that you know who I am." Also, I'm going to make 2 guesses as to who else is here. And the first guess doesn't count. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because it's logical that the spirit that's next to Captain Velkin is the only one I know that's connected to her that's dead.
That is a very safe bet. There's literally that
is Master Helker. So I'll just say, and the first one doesn't count. So I'll just say, greetings to Master Helker. So it looks like you know why I'm here. Why don't you tell me why I'm here? If you can find the courage to speak.
She's wide-eyed. I wouldn't say intimidated yet.
Right.
She's kind of she smirks a little bit, I guess. She raises her eyebrows. and then smirks, and from behind the hull, she says, "You're here because of your ridiculous vendetta. I understand. You and your group," and she kind of like looks around in the shadows because she's thinking like, there's no way he's here by himself. Everyone knows that you're pursuing petty grievances, destroying hard work done by your betters. You lost your sister. We've all lost people, Aldo. There's a bigger picture here. If you can't let it go, if it has to come to this, then it'll come to this.
Well, I'm not an unreasonable man. Give me a reason why I shouldn't destroy this little friend of yours and then tear your arms off. Is there a reason?
Nothing that someone like you could understand. And
Try me.
She clicks
Try me.
She clicks a button on the console, and the whole projection shifts and beams all its light directly into your eyes.
Okay.
And the hull opens fire.
Okay. So I have quick reflexes. I have the reflexes. When there's a question we ask first, the answer is you.
Yep.
Okay.
So the hull also has reflexes.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
Dice off.
It is a dice off.
Fucking dice off.
How do we do it?
Six. Do it. Or you die.
So-
We play for pink slips and John Harper's motherfucking Sunday.
That's right. I'm gonna roll. Why don't you roll your prowess as if it was a resistance roll,
Okay.
and I'm gonna roll for the hull.
Okay.
And let's see. Oh, I got a crit, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
You gotta beat
Damn.
mine too, actually.
Oh, you have reflexes too, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Ah.
But I did roll
I
the first
think
roll I
you
think I've
took
ever seen in my life. So let's get that out of the system. Go ahead and beat a crit. You got to triple crit it. Zeke.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I already rolled a 5. He got me.
Yeah.
Oh,
He totally beat you to the punch. And you're blinded. You're blinded in that split second, and then you get shot.
Okay. Just as I was going to bring this up, but I forgot to bring it up when you were describing the whatever. But do you think that it's feasible, since Aldo is playing a bodyguard of Cataby and stuff like that, that it would be feasible for him to be outfitted a little bit heavier?
No, not really. Light would let you, as a bodyguard, normally have like armor and a weapon.
Okay.
Now, for you, because you're an assassin, you have assassin's rigging. You could spend all 3 of your light load on heavy armor under your coat and stuff, and then still have 2 weapons in reserve.
Right. Okay.
You want to go heavy in that sense, you still can.
Okay.
If you want to spend both your armor here to negate the killing harm from the guns that's coming at you.
Yes, for sure. No, I want to be. I would like to be as armored as possible, because I don't really need weapons to do damage.
Sure, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you because of the assassin's rigging, light load still lets you have heavy armor, because that's three.
Okay, cool.
3 loads.
Cool.
So, if you spend both of those, that'll take you. You can and then if you want to, you can resist.
Well, hold on a minute. He's got to still roll a hunt to hit me, right?
Nope.
What? Oh, just because we got automaton. He has perfect aim.
Yep.
You forgot this about holes, man.
All right.
Yeah. He does not have to roll to hit you. Nope.
Okay.
So normally you would get to skirmish with him or something. His reflexes trumped yours, and I got a crit, and the captain's blinding you, so you don't get your skirmish roll. That's why.
So just for the viewing audience, by the way, when this plays out and this is made into a movie, remember the scene is right then. By the smell of your knackers, I can tell.
You gotta make it sound so bad, don't you? God.
Oh boy.
Oh, you still get a roll? Maybe it's not that bad.
All right.
Yeah.
So what happens now?
So now you're resisting the remainder of the harm. You're using your armor, and then you're rolling to resist, I assume. Or you can take level 2 harm from the gunshots if you want.
Let's see. It's level 2 harm?
That's what's left after your armor, yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. I treat level 2 harm like level 1 harm, just so you know.
Well, there you go then.
First up the snails.
So record your level 2 gunshot wound, and it will.
It's always the guns with Aldo too.
I know. Yeah. So what you guys see is this sudden flash of light, and then you hear dun dun, these 2 pistol shots, and Aldo like slumps down in the chair with smoking holes in his coat.
As it turns out, John, that is our code word, by the way. So I think
that's the now. Yeah. So let me explain something to make this clear in the fiction with Rune and the Ghost Field and the tuning and all this stuff. Aldo like just took a guess about who this ghost was, which is all well and good, and he happens to be right. Rune attuned to like discover the identity of the ghost, but also the way the security field works here, you just can't compel ghosts normally like you do in the city. It keeps that from happening. But if you attune specifically to a ghost, then you've essentially pushed through the security barrier, and you're able to do that. So you're in a position now, if you want to, Rune, you can try to compel Master Helker. Normally you can't do that, but you succeeded on your roll. So you've punched a hole in the security barrier and reached out to Master Helker's ghost. You have a connection to it now.
Okay.
So who's going next? Aldo's technically first because he still has reflexes. He's still going right after the hull.
sure.
If that's what you want to do, Zeke, you're up. It shoots you dead, but you don't die.
Yeah.
And then
I'm going to jump and try and like pull like the automaton into Velkin. I'm just gonna try and like jump and like smash all of make him a big mess of both of them.
Yeah. You're it sounds like you're wrecking, maybe.
Yes. That's what I was going for.
Wreck it, Aldo.
Yeah. Because if I'm wondering if it, like because Velkin was controlling the automaton, right? Is that what it looked like? That Velkin like
it
used
like
the controls?
She used the controls to control the projector and shine the light in your face. But
not the okay.
The automaton seems to be fighting on its own.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to
you're going to use the
smash,
automaton as a weapon to smash
Yeah.
Velkin.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. It's desperate. The automaton is not going to let you do that. It's going to fight. It's going to fight you.
Right. Of course.
And if you are not activating your not to be trifled with, then it's going to be limited effect. You're going to just, sort of shove the thing onto her. If you activate your super strength, then, you can smash her with the full weight of the thing.
That's a choice, isn't it? It's a tough choice. Because I activate that, I go into my second trauma.
Yeah, that will trauma you out of the fight, actually. So you probably don't want to do that.
It's not really an option then, I guess, John.
Oh, if you take full trauma like during a fight or full stress during a fight, you're out of the fight.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
John's
That's
giving
fine. I won't
you
do that.
knock yourself out unconscious in hopes of what you then could not do, which is to smash someone with a robot.
Right. You could go just put it all on the line, take one shot at her with the automaton, try to take her out. But you'll trauma out in doing that. So it would be a bold move.
Okay. I'll save that for if I actually need it or if I live. Okay, so limited effect, desperate.
Yep.
No bonus dice, wrecking.
Partial success.
4.
Yep. So you succeed and you get underneath the automaton and push it backwards and crash it into or knock it into Velkin. And, you knock her away from the controls of the thing. The lights stay on the chair. She can't use them to do more trickery at the moment. And you clock her in the head, cut her a little bit, but they don't do a whole lot of damage to her. But you kind of push the automaton sideways so you could make another move past it to get at her directly. And as you do that, the back spider leg of the hull whips over like a scorpion tail and cracks you in the collarbone. For if it's desperate against the hull, that's level 3 harm from the hull.
Okay.
Broken collarbone, let's call it. And you can resist that with a resistance roll if you want to. You'll be risking stress, obviously.
Yeah,
so
I will be resisting.
You're not resisting it?
I will be, yeah.
You will be. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is an important resistance roll.
Yeah, I need 1 5 in order to not trauma out in 4 because I'm rolling prowess, right?
Yeah, prowess.
Okay. Yeah, I need 1 5 out of 4 dice to not stroke out. Hey, there we go.
Got it. Oh.
Barely.
Okay.
Nice.
You got what you needed. Take 1 stress.
Okay.
You're fighting the thing, and you have reflexes, so I'm gonna let you dodge it. I know it sounds like I'm being nice to you, but it makes sense in the fiction. We've done it with Careless before, where you don't reduce the harm in this case. It actually doesn't hit you.
Okay.
Scramble out of the way. And during that, as you guys see this, you see Aldo rush forward, the gunshots. During all of that, who wants to jump in?
Yeah, I just come running into the room.
Yeah. What do you do?
I see him tangling with the robot, right?
Yep.
Quick glance. Do I see any of the telltale what Careless believes to be important, like the cords attaching something to another type of thing?
Yeah. Without giving it a real thorough examination, you can roughly guess. Like there's a gap in the metal that you could poke your sword into, and that kind of thing. You could sort of go for it, but you don't have a real good sense of exactly the right spot to hit it, unless you want to study it. The risk being that you'll like lose your opportunity. You'll stand there and like while you're trying to find a good position, it'll do something else.
I think I'll attempt to hold the Admiral hostage or something. So I'm going to entangle myself with her.
Okay.
Looks between the two, and then starts running down the stairs, and is going to make a ninja dive at her, sword drawn and everything.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, she gets knocked. You're skirmishing. She does not have a weapon out. She's wearing a sword. She a very fine, sort of noble, like more of a status symbol, but she hasn't drawn it yet.
Okay.
So it's risky skirmish against the Admiral here. Standard effect. You want to bind her up and like actually get a hold of her, hold her at sword point or something. Yeah, you can try to do that.
Okay. A mini crit.
Close, but not quite. So you make your move. Maybe you feint and try to get her to dodge, and then turn and grab a hold of her. When you grab a hold of her, and you can decide if you want to change tactics here. It's a skirmish, so She lets you get your arm around her, then she jams her hip into your hip and twists sideways like judo style, like she's gonna toss you over her shoulder to clear you so she can get her sword out. You can just let that happen. You can resist that, and with your partial success, you can't grab her, but you can do damage if you want. You can clock her with your end of your sword or do something damaging during the skirmish.
Yeah, I think the flow of it didn't go the way I wanted, but I'm going to take the opportunity to jab her or something like that. Just do a little bit of damage, like you said, whatever you'll allow.
Yeah, I'm giving her like a 6 o'clock, and I'm filling one in. So you knock her around a little bit, and she's going to do the same to you. She's going to like flip you over her shoulder and crack you against the floor and get free. Or you can resist that and stay like tightly engaged so she can't get her sword out.
So one is she gets her sword out and I do a little bit of damage. The other one is she doesn't get her sword out and we stay engaged.
Yeah, and you do damage still. The resistance is all about whether or not she gets her sword out.
Oh, I have to do resistance, what you're saying.
If you don't want her to get her sword out, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. Prowess, right?
Yep.
No bonus dice, obviously.
Nope. All right, nice. 0 stress. So yeah, she flips you over her shoulder, and maybe you're able to sort of land on your feet partially. So you're still connected. She's still holding you, and you step up forward, close against her. She's reaching for her sword, and she can't get it out.
Okay.
Who's next? Rune? Is
Sure.
Catabie? You want to go?
Um,
Do Rune?
I'm gonna try to compel Helkin's ghost or Helker's.
Yes.
Combined Helker and Velkin. Velk.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna do a compel. That's just regular tune roll, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What are you commanding it to do? It looks to you in the ghost field that I almost said Helkin too.
Yeah.
It looks like Helker is not necessarily protecting the Admiral exactly. Like it hasn't done anything directly to interfere with this, but is drifting around, and it's looking around, looking for you, it seems. It's kind of like scanning through the ghost field because it maybe it has a sense that there's a whisper here.
Okay. I'm going to compel him to attack Velkin.
Ooh. Okay. All right. That's like serious. That's overriding his whole will. So I think it's desperate. Take your desperate XP.
Of course it is.
And I'm gonna say limited effect. Like you're gonna have to have a battle of wills with him. You can push yourself if you want to just do it in one go. Otherwise, you're gonna have to make a couple of tune rolls to really overcome him enough to make him attack Velkin.
Okay.
You have to have a Dragon Ball Z power-up sequence of 2 or 3 scenes at least.
It's up to you. If you want to put yourself for 2 stress, then you can go for it in one roll instead of.
And get standard effect?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the 2 stress. So I'm at 5 now.
Okay.
Attune, desperate, standard, 1 bonus. Or no bonus die.
Bonus effect, but not die. Yeah. Oh, you got it. Nice.
Crit!
Oh, it's a crit. I didn't see that. Holy shit.
Takes back that push. You didn't need the 2, by the way.
Talk shit. Roll crits. Well, now. Well, I mean, that gives you extreme or a great effect with the crit. So.
Sweet.
Also, they're best friends now, and they talk all the time.
Yeah. You get him to attack. It's up to you. We can talk about your additional benefit here. I could see it being more than once, like not just like attack her and then he snaps out of it or whatever, but like keep going maybe would be a crit benefit. But it's up to you what you want to push for.
Aldo still wants to talk to Velkin, or are we past that?
Yeah, it's up to you. Z, can they tell what your intentions are here?
Possibly. I just tried to smash the automaton into.
Mm-hmm.
Falcon, so take what you want from that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, because I want to compel him to continue attacking her, but not necessarily to kill her.
Okay.
Is that a thing that I can do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I
if
think.
I leave her like immobilized but still alive. That sounds really messed up.
Yeah, just cut off his legs a little bit.
I mean, you did get a crit, so like.
I want her to be out of the fight, but I don't want her to be like dead.
Gotcha. No, normally with ghosts and compelling, it's like the letter of the command is what I take, and like ghosts are savage, and I'll tend to go that way. But with a crit, like I think you can give a kind of nuanced order to him, like attack her, keep attacking her, but not too much. And I think the crit will cover that. He will try to incapacitate her without killing her.
Okay.
Somehow. I think that's fair. So let's roll that while we're in the midst of things here, because he's right next to her.
Okay.
And you see in the ghost field that he reaches out, he puts his hand through her torso.
Ooh.
In the ghost field, and then does this ghosty thing. Yeah, I guess Rune, you're familiar with this kind of idea. We haven't seen it a whole lot, but people have ghosts too. They're just in their bodies, and he puts Helker's ghost arm through her spirit in her body, and then extends his energy through it like a I guess like a taser almost, kind of. This electroplasmic discharge happens. And I'm going to make a fortune roll and see how effective it is. It's fully effective. So Careless, you feel this. You're wrestling with her. You get in close. She tries to get her sword out, and then there's this buzz in the ether, and her back arches, and she grits her teeth and is like, ah! And you see this electrical discharge like through her shirt, burning through her clothes, and she goes weak in the knees.
If that doesn't end her, I would ask that it gives me a +1 dice on my next attack against her.
I think so. I think it'll at least increase your position. But
Or
yeah,
that.
maybe a bonus die. We'll see. She's momentarily like overcome, and this discharge happens, and you kind of see behind her in the ghost field this shimmer of Helker's ghost for a moment, and then it dissipates. Marcus, you're still up. You've still got action here if you want to do it.
So I had to step away just from what happened with Anne after she got the last crit. Like that. Now we've got what's her bucket? Like sort of
Helker's ghost to attack.
Right.
Falcon. So his ghost like put its hand through her and is like kind of rending her ghost out of her body or something. It's like I don't know.
Okay.
So
yeah, basically.
So Jeff gets a +1 for his position next time he attacks.
I mean, I suppose I just want to come in and take position because I'm not really sure what I should be potentially shooting yet, unless we just want to kill.
I would say the main threat you can see is this spider hull creature thing. Its pistols are swiveling across the room.
So my electroplasm, is that is effective versus something like that, correct?
It's very effective against the hull if you get past its armor first. Against its armor, it's not going to really.
And that's what Jeff was basically trying to.
Yeah, no. The last time you fought the hull, I think Zeke or somebody like peeled the armor off so you could shoot in.
Okay, can I then come into the room, take a defensive position like behind one of the seats and or benches, and like potentially roll hunt to try to, in my next turn, get a shot?
Totally. Yeah, you want to like line up a marksman shot to like hit it in a that's what Careless was thinking of doing, was kind of like spending a turn looking for a weak spot.
I will spend that turn, yeah.
Let's make that roll and then we'll take a break.
Okay. Hunt and just a controlled.
It's risky in this case. So when you cross the room, the hull Zika's got partially a hold of its legs and has pushed it sideways, but it's tracking, and the center box swivels and its pistols track you over as a threat.
Okay.
So it may open fire on you. We'll see.
Okay.
Happens.
So risky standard then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
Oh my God, dude.
Yikes.
Yep.
That is a
Feel
fail.
my pain. It's me and Wheat in the mediocre box, and then fucking
Rolled
Miracle
above a
rolls.
3 today, dude.
Oh, man.
This hull is no joke, man. Is no joke. But we will find out what the hull does to Miss Cataby when we come back.
Great.
Well, I did nothing, so like obviously I drew new attention. But yeah, we've got our final hour of Blades Week 20 coming up in just a moment, so don't go away. We'll be right back.